when it comes to self-defense, your number one option is going to be a firearm, if you're legally allowed to do so and you are so inclined and have the mindset to do it. But not everybody has that. Today, we're going to be diving into some alternatives, some secondary options to that firearm. Maybe it's somewhere you're going, you can't carry a firearm. Maybe it's you're so inclined to not for whatever reason. And it also provides some good options for you to get some items for your spouse or your young kids, maybe not young kids, but teenagers, some secondary options for self-defense. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the One Row. And today I brought my wife on. This is Jamie.
Hi, guys.
And she's come on to kind of set the record straight. I've got some ideas in my head. I've got some items, some self-defense items I'm going to talk to you guys about. But many of you husbands out there are well aware, sometimes you have good intentions, but they're just, you need to be reality checked by your spouse. And we're going to be doing, Jamie, you're going to be, I appreciate you doing that for us today.
David, I have to say, I'm a little bit nervous about this episode. Not sure what you're going to throw at me, but.
Well, yeah, I had some ideas that we might talk about later. Maybe we'll do them tomorrow. Maybe we'll run outside if it's not too cold, and maybe I'll let you pepper spray me in the face or something just for fun.
Okay.
Yeah, or use the stun gun on me. That'd be a good time, right? I know you
heard it
want
right
that.
Here.
Yeah, she definitely would be interested in doing that. But yeah, so when we talk about self-defense, obviously, you know, I am a concealed carry permit holder. I believe in Second Amendment rights, and I love for people to get the training that they need, to permitting if it's required, and carry a firearm for self-defense. I think that's the number one way to level the playing field between aggressors and victims. Now, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you are so inclined, that is the number one path. But the reality is that some people aren't ready or they feel inclined that they can carry a firearm. Sometimes maybe it's your teenage daughter or teenage son and they're not old enough to carry a firearm yet. Or maybe it's where you're going, like to work or to school perhaps, that you can't carry certain things. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start with the second best options, and then we're going to go to the third and fourth best options. Again, the whole idea of a defensive weapon is to level the playing field, right? Jamie happens to be much smaller than I am. And if I were to attack her, she would have a hard time fighting me off without something to level the playing field. And that's what I mean by level the playing field. It's to make it so that the size differential, the strength differential isn't as intimidating as the single most important factor to determining the outcome.
You say that, but I got a few tricks up my sleeve, David.
Yes, I know. We have fought before and it didn't go well for me. Again, we're going to start with the second best options to a firearm. And one of those I don't even have on the table today, but it is a burner launcher. Now, a burner launcher, it looks like a gun.
I've never heard of it.
I know. And it looks like a gun. And you carry it like a gun and you shoot it like a gun, but instead of actual, lead rounds or encased rounds, it shoots pepper balls.
Oh.
And so it's a non-lethal option that, there's a CO2 cartridge generally that will power it. And so when you pull the trigger, it then fires those balls.
So it pretty much scares somebody away. Now, what does it do to them when it actually fires? So.
Well, the hard part is you got to hit your target. So the downside of a firearm, particularly a pistol, is beyond a few yards under stress, it gets very hard to hit something. And so you have that same thing with a burner launcher of trying to hit something. Now, the good side is if you pull it out, they may not realize it's a burner launcher and they just think it's a gun.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they know what they're looking for, you can tell it's a burner launcher. It's got some distinctive characteristics. So there's a chance you could scare them away. But even if you don't, it can reach out and shoot very far. Now, the rule of thumb with self-defense shootings in the United States, and it's for the most part accurate, is something like 95 or 99% of self-defense firearms incidents occur in less than 7 seconds, under 7 yards, and less than 7 rounds are fired. So it's close. Because if you think about it from a defensive standpoint, if there's a guy 20 yards away, I don't know if he's a threat or not. Like, he's just walking down the sidewalk. And by the time he charges me and I draw my firearm, it's going to take, it's going to take a second and a half, 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds for me to draw my pistol, get it on him. And he can close that gap. And so In the best scenario, I have that much time, but most of the time it's even less. Somebody's walking by you and then all of a sudden they walk past you, they turn around and you don't even notice and their hands are on you before you have a clue. Burn is the name of the company, the launcher. Instead of a gun, it's called a launcher.
So if I had one of these, at least it would maybe scare them. If not, and they're still running towards me, then is it, I mean, pretty hard where I can, is it like, how heavy is it? Is it like?
It's pretty light. It's plastic for the most part. It's fairly light. But again, you have to pull, draw, put it on target. They're effective if you can hit them in the, say, chest area, the splash up gets in their face, and it's as effective as pepper spray.
Okay.
The hard part is you have to actually hit the target.
The right spot.
Yeah. There's a couple other best alternatives. Let's grab one of those. And this is pepper spray. Now, this is Palm MK3 Stream Pepper Spray. Thank you so much to Palm for sending this pepper spray out.
Which we will be testing tomorrow. You heard it straight from his mouth.
Yes. But thank you so much to Palm for sending this out. I'm going to have a link in the description below if you want to pick up either this big palm or the more pocket size one, which are both good options. Then I'll put links below. You can go to the website and pick some of them up. Thank you so much to Palm for sending that. Now, Palm, I like both of these are great options from a, this is made to go on your keychain. Mm-hmm. And it actually comes with a quick detach thing so that you can,
just
so
pull it off.
Well, the thing is you can put this on your keychain and always have it. Mm-hmm. And then if for some reason you're going somewhere that you can't take the pepper spray, instead of having to undo all the metal, you just unclip it.
Convenient.
Convenient. Now, this is more of a keychain size version of it, and this is more of what I would say a purse. Or car version. Okay. So the cool thing is you can put this like in your your glove box, put it in the console between your front seats. A lot of cars now will have like little trays. You can just literally slide it up, set it under there.
Wow, it's really light.
It's really light. They shoot to 18 to 21 feet-ish for the big ones. The smaller ones are more like 12, 15 feet. Don't remember the exact specs. But either way. And the nice thing I like about pepper spray, honestly, over the Byrna launchers, the Byrna launchers are like $300, $250, $300 or more. These are, 15 to 30, 25 bucks for if you buy them in pairs and stuff.
So how easy is it to actually work it? I mean, is it just...
All that you have to do is push your finger in here and press down. Okay. And it goes. And the reason that I like pepper spray even better than Byrna launchers is because you can literally paint your target. So you have to, for that finite second that you're pulling the trigger, you have to have the barrel of the Byrna launcher pointed exactly where it needs to be to work. This, it sprays for 3, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever it is. You can literally just hold it up, start spraying it, and you're seeing where it's going, and you can just paint your target until you hit it in the eyes. Okay,
so the Byrna launcher, is that allowed anywhere?
No. So all of these that we're going to, this next best option has restrictions. Now, in most states, there are different regulations, but in most states, you don't need any kind of permitting, and you can carry these on your person without any kind of permit. There are restrictions, courthouses, maybe post offices, federal buildings, state government buildings that may restrict some of these things too. But so check your, with all of these things, check your local laws, because I don't know where you live and I don't know your laws. I know the laws here where I am at in Virginia, in my county, and you can carry pepper spray all over the place with very little restriction. So again, great option. This one's even better than this one because you get a lot more. This sprays for longer and it shoots farther. But check out Palm. Great option. Now, another next best option is a stun gun or taser. So police use tasers, right? Because they can pull their taser and they can fire on a suspect or there's somebody they're trying to apprehend from a little further away without having to get hands on. This is up close and dirty. I have to literally push it up against you. I'm not going to actually do it, guys. But I have to push it up against you for it to work. There's nothing that shoots.
So basically, this is a good one to use if they're already got you.
Yeah, this is one of those things where if you're walking, if you tend to go on walks, just don't press any buttons.
Yes.
If you tend to, like, say, go on walks, this is maybe a great option for you.
Pocket, purse.
Back pocket, purse. Now, this is a larger one, and they do come in.
You had hidden pockets inside your jacket or something. Maybe.
And to make it work, there's a couple of things. It has actually a built-in flashlight, so you could just walk around acting like it's a flashlight as you're walking on the trail.
Oh, that's perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
And now it doesn't look like one. It looks like what it is. It looks like a stun gun.
Yeah, but in the dark, somebody's gonna assume that that's just a flashlight.
Now, when you go from the light, so it's off, then you go to the light mode, then you go one more, and there's a red light. The red light means you can go shocky. And to do that, you press this red switch, right?
If you press it right now, will it just...
Oh, yeah.
Or... okay.
It's loud, and it will work.
It's loud. I was just hoping none of those...
It's not going to arc over somewhere crazy. But again, it's a great... But again, it's one of those things. So pepper spray, you have some standoff distance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the downside of pepper spray, in fairness, is if somebody's charging you and you pull this out and you spray them in the face, you've got this chemical irritant in the air, and if they come and if they're falling and they fall into you, it's going to get on you, and it may. So it's one of those things that's great to just kind of
spray, push, run.
Well, yeah, and any of these, if you use this on somebody and you have to jab them and they fall down, don't just stand there waiting to see how they're doing. Push them down, get away, kick them in the face if you have to, and run.
Oh, yeah.
But again, this is right up and close because you can't do anything until they're right up and close. Now, I have another one here that is same company. This is a Viper Tech. There's going to be links in the description for lots of this stuff. So go down and check those things out. This is another Viper Tech, but it honestly looks like a flashlight. This looks like a stun gun. This looks like a flashlight, but they're actually electrodes on the face of the flashlight.
Oh, I see them.
And you can do the exact same thing. So it works like a flashlight. These are both USB rechargeable. So if you're walking again through the park, you go into stun mode.
What's the price difference on these?
These are both like $25, $30.
Oh, okay.
You can get the really nice name brands. These are more of like the knockoffs. I'll be honest with you though, one of the problems with the flashlight one is, do you see how let me get it off stun mode just so I don't accidentally do something stupid, guys. The electrodes here, I'm more, they protrude less than this. Do you see how?
Oh, yeah.
You see how little those electrodes on the flashlight protrude compared to this? I'm more confident when I push into somebody, it's going to work. Downside of stun guns is sometimes these have problems going through fabric. So if you're in Milwaukee in winter and somebody attacks you and they're wearing a giant puffer vest, this may not go through the big jacket, right? So you're going to have to find skin or find a shirt that's not quite so puffy. Those are your, what I call second tier stuff. Burn launcher, pepper sprays, chemical irritants of some kind.
So this all are things that are just not allowed anywhere. You got
to be careful. You got to know what you're doing. Like, for example, your daughter, and I've checked, my daughter can't carry pepper spray to school. It's not allowed on school grounds. Stun guns, not allowed on school grounds. Nothing to do. No knives either. So, I don't even have knives in here today because they're even more restricted than these in many cases. All right, the next level down from there, I'll call them tier 3 items. They're really kind of melee-oriented melees, like hand-to-hand combat type stuff. And there are less restrictions on these than even on the pepper spray and the stun gun type stuff. An example of this would be this. This is a you might think it's a bat to like whack somebody, but no. Legally, it is not that. It is, and it even says on here, this is a Gator defense tire knocker. So
keep that in your car next to the driver's seat.
Right, because you never know when you are going to...
Somebody's going to break in your car, hide in the back.
No, this is not a weapon for that. This is a weapon to check your tire pressure. And it's legally important that if ever asked what this is, it's a tire knocker or to protect yourself from alligators. Jamie, it is not to attack people.
Yes.
Understand. Okay? Legally, if you're not sure what to say, talk to your attorney. I'm not an attorney, nor do I pretend to give you legal advice. But I will tell you, that's what I would do is if I were to have one of these by the front seat in the Tahoe, which I may or may not have, it is not a weapon. It's just so I can hit it against the tires and check the tire pressure. Come on, guys.
Perfect.
Right? But this, Amazon, $20, a good piece of oak. It doesn't have to be this. If you have like a small baseball bat, for example, maybe you have considered coaching kids' little league, right? So you have a baseball bat in your car. It's not for defense, guys. You got to be smart about this.
So wait, realty time. Okay.
Yeah.
So if for say this was in my car and I got pulled over,
Yeah.
I would get in trouble.
No, because it's there to check your tire pressure. It's not a weapon. It is a tire knocker or a gator defense stick. If you're in Florida, in Virginia, I would say it's a gator defense stick because I think that's hilarious. Up in Virginia, we have all the gators up here. But with any kind of a self-defense situation, if in the moment you had to use it as a weapon, well, that is not its intended purpose. Its intended purpose is to check the tire pressure.
How would you use it if you just happen to have it around?
So just as I would use,
and you were in trouble.
If I were to hit an alligator with this, I would whack it on the head as hard and as vigorous and as many times as I needed to until it stopped trying to attack me. With any kind of a self-defense situation in most states, you are legally obligated to stop defending yourself as soon as the threat has passed. So even if you have a firearm and you have to, God forbid you ever have to, you have to fire on somebody and they go down and they're on the ground. You can't just keep firing, right? You have to now not do that. So again, if you're defending yourself from an alligator and the alligator stops attacking you, then you just leave the alligator alone and wait for the police to get there.
Bites off my leg.
Don't let him bite your leg off. But a similar situation to that would be like a big flashlight, right? Now, again, it's not a weapon. It's just a regular, this is the Bushnell Tracker 1250, whatever. You can get, the old school big D-celled maglights, or the big multi-C-cell maglights. It's just a flashlight. But if you had to in a defensive situation, it would give you some options, right?
So would you keep that big flashlight in your car?
Yeah, right by the driver's seat.
Bedside?
Or bedside if that's the best option you have, or if you're going for a walk at night, just carrying your flashlight, right? So that's a good option there. Same concept. Now, to a lesser extent, other flashlights, even small flashlights, can actually be fairly effective self-defense items because they sometimes have these really good little bezels here, which if you push up against somebody can hurt quite a bit. Now, the bezels can cause you problems at TSA if you're going through the airport, as we can attest. Yes. I've actually had this particular bezel confiscated by the TSA before. But other ones are much more smaller and less aggressive, and you might be able to get by with that.
That won't look too bad. Okay. Well,
right.
if you
if you're pushing up against somebody,
smack somebody in the eye or something.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
Go for the eye.
It's not going to hurt as much as this one. Like if you're saying like my daughter who's in high school, could she carry this in her backpack?
No.
Not realistically.
Yeah.
But a big flashlight, maybe, but is she really going to? No.
No. If I were your daughter, I would not want to carry that.
She could, I don't know if she'd be able to get away with this one. She could get away with this one.
Yeah.
This is a Nebo Torchy 2K. This is the Through Night V6 Black Scout version. But yeah, this little Nebo Torchy 2K very easily could get through any security. It's not intimidating. It's not activated by the tail switch. It's actually a side activated one. There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's light. It's easy.
It's light, but it's got an aluminum body.
Yeah, it will still do some damage.
Yeah, but again, with particularly
blind them, and then
shine it in their face and then poke them in the eyes. Now, with all of these, particularly the smaller flashlights, again, you're down and dirty. Like you are fighting for your life at this point. It's not a standoff weapon like the pepper spray. It's not if you stun gun somebody, 98 times out of 100, they're going to go down. Same with pepper spray. 90% of the time, if you hit somebody in the face with pepper spray, they're done. Not always, though. And so that's why even if you do that, like we said before, get away from them to a safe spot, right? If you ever have to defend yourself, once you break, you want to just essentially
hit and then break
contact. Yeah. Now, these smaller flashlights, again, they're good because they give you some bracing, almost like the inside of brass knuckles. And then, obviously you give some poking if you're beating on somebody, punching. But at that point, it's pretty down and dirty. In the same vein, you get stuff like this, the Kubotans.
Oh.
Oh. I'm not a big fan of them, to be honest with you. You have to really, it's better than nothing, but
shove that down somebody's throat.
But yeah, you're like, eat it.
After you stick your fingernail in their eyeball,
and
then
they go,
you're on top of them. You just shove that down their throat.
And the thing about these two is this is clearly a defensive weapon. This is a flashlight.
So clearly you might get in trouble for that. And
this in a school if your daughter was carrying this from her trying to go, in her not going to work, right? This is going to, fall into the nunchucks and all the martial arts weapons. This is a flashlight. This is safe to carry through airport security, high school metal detectors, anything. This, not so much. Continue down that train of thought of those kind of small hand weapons. Pry bars are a really, really good option. And this is
Won't those hit off a metal detector though?
Well, they will, but it's just a pry bar. It's not a knife. It's not a weapon. And so this has got a bottle opener in it. It attaches to your keychain, and it's got a little flathead screwdriver on it.
Oh, stick that up somebody's nose and pull.
And again, it's the same kind of concept. You've got a hold of your keys, and somebody's doing something. It gives you, because you don't have to stab them. It just hurts. If you push this into somebody, look how much deep it went in my arm right there.
If you're fighting somebody, you can make that hurt.
Now, they have even smaller ones. This is a mighty, what is it, the mighty bar, I think is what it's called. Yeah, the mighty bar. Again, it's a smaller one. On my big hands, it's not going to do much, but if I have this attached to my keys and my keys in my hand and this is on the end, again, I could do something with it, but I would rather go with something a little bit bigger. And I've got one on my daughter's keychain that's about yay big. It's more narrow than this one, and that's what's on her keychain. It's about yay long.
See, they need to disguise those things and make them look a little prettier or something, like
make them pink.
And write on them, 100%. Say like Virginia Beach or something, and
exactly.
They'll just think they, bought it as a souvenir, right?
Yeah. Now, again, obviously, if it came down to a fight, I would rather have a gator stick than the mighty bar, right?
I don't know. I think I would still rather have like something like this or this.
A pokey flashlight.
Yeah, because I feel like I could,
do something with it. Now, another option is just a simple Sharpie, right?
So do you remember way back in the day when my son, so we used to have this really long driveway, and sometimes it bothered me when the bus would drop the kids off if we weren't there, and my son had to walk down the driveway all by himself. Well, remember, I think it was you that told him to like use or walk with a pen or a pencil.
Yeah, walk with a pencil
as
or
you
pen,
walk down the driveway.
Yeah.
And sure enough, Jackson told me that one day. Yep, I walked with the pencil out and it sharpened pencil.
Now they sell on Amazon or somewhere. There's a company that makes a Sharpie lid that comes with a finger loop on it. So you can actually put your finger through the finger loop to hold on to it. So you actually have a better grasp so you can poke with it. And Sharpies aren't like crazy strong, but in a panic, if you really wallop somebody with that, to get a little bit more expensive, and this is a Nightcore pen. It's an NTP 31. And out the bottom, it has a standard pen. And out the top, it actually has a glass breaker.
Oh, wow.
And so this is a very hardened steel pen. You've probably seen on Amazon.
Put that in my purse?
Yeah, you can. That's fine. You can have any of these if you want.
Never know when you're going to drive into the ocean and need to break your window.
Yeah, exactly. And there are...
will that break?
It's supposed to. I haven't tested it, but it's supposed to break auto glass. Now, when you break auto glass, it's not going to just shatter the glass, right? It's supposed to crack it, and you got to push through the safety glass. Okay. Yeah. Because the safety glass doesn't shatter the same way regular glass does. But they have a lot of different variants of these. This is my favorite simply because it looks like a pen.
It really, truly does. I thought it was a pen.
Yeah, and well, it is, but it's a better pen. But they also have versions of these that are very tactical looking. Mm-hmm. And I don't like them. I've got one of them. It's an Uzi branded one. And the reason I don't like them, and frankly, TSA has told me they will confiscate those tactical pens because they are tactical pens. This doesn't look like it. And that's why I like them. So if you're worried about it, like I can give this to my daughter. I can give this to you. You guys can go into anywhere. There's no blades. There's nothing questionable about it. It's just legitimately a pen. but it gives you an actual real steel object that you can do some damage with. That's kind of your third layer of stuff. There is a defensive physical thing that's going to hurt. Then we go to the next level, and the next level is like, I'm going to signal for other people to help me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right? So, and there's a place for both, right? Like if you're getting attacked, you scream, yell, all of that stuff. Use some of the things I'm going to show you here in a second. I like the combination of having something physical to defend myself with, as well as drawing attention to me to then get help from other people. Because sometimes help will come. Sometimes it won't. If it doesn't, then you need to have something in your hand is better than having empty hands. But some of the things that you can get that are pretty good, both of these are decent options. This first one is just a whistle. We have these on all of our car keys. They come, I put whistles on them.
I just hope you're not testing it out right now.
Oh, we are. Do you want to blow?
Oh, okay.
Okay. You got to blow really hard. You got to blow hard. In a panic. You're scared. It's loud, right?
Yeah.
And the dogs haven't freaked out yet, so that's good.
Oh, that's good. I guess it's not that loud then.
My ear's ringing right now,
but
so I'm not sure how.
The dogs didn't do anything. They kidnapped me by now.
All right. And another option is actually an electronic noisemaker.
Oh, okay.
So you put this.
Can't. I mean, if you think about it, guys, though, that's a lot of steps right there. If somebody's trying to grab you and this is on your keychain and you're just having to get it out and then you have to get it all the way up to your mouth. And then
as you're screaming, you're like, help,
as
help.
They're throwing you in the trunk, you start like whistling.
Exactly.
You're down. Okay.
It's not ideal.
Yeah.
This option is better. And one of the cool things about these, this is just a basic one, and it's USB rechargeable. You basically separate the body of it from the keychain, and it sets it off.
Oh.
So all you have to do is just pull it, and it goes off.
Dang, that's pretty good.
Now, they have some more advanced versions of these that actually will then send notifications to, through your phone to other people, or directly call 911. So, and some of the more advanced ones. So, basically, if you ever had to deploy it, you automatically get notifications and 911 called, et cetera, et cetera.
That's cool, yeah.
So I have yet to pull this and open it. So I'm going to do that now and see how loud it really is. You ready? Or do you want to do it?
Okay.
Okay, Jamie.
I feel like if I do stuff, I'm not as affected, I guess you could say. Okay.
And that's what it does.
The dogs didn't even do anything still.
No, yeah.
Wow.
Well, we have them well trained, I guess. But again, so, if you can, again, this was $5. This is $20 up, depending if you want the extra features.
I like this because I feel like, if somebody's wrestling around with me,
it's
I feel
easy to separate this from the keychain. Yeah. Versus trying to get this to your lips.
To your lips. And what if he's got his mouth
over your hands?
His hand over your mouth.
Yes. Exactly. So again, noisemakers are a great second or fourth option, and they have a place. I'd rather have you carrying a dedicated flashlight in one hand and your car keys in another. As you're leaving the office on a dark, cold night to walk to the car, so that if something happens, you can obviously set this off as well as try to defend yourself with this. Actually, I'd rather you get your concealed carry permit and just kind of cut the nonsense. But we're working on that. These are different options that you can consider when it comes to non-lethal self-defense and, people who don't want to carry a firearm, or if you're going places where you can't carry a firearm, or maybe they're just backups. If your firearm malfunctions, you still have a flashlight in your pocket and a pocket knife and all these other things. So it gives you some options.
Yeah, these are great options. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I will be testing all of these options out on David.
And then come check us out on the live stream on Sundays at 9 o'clock so you can see how badly beat, bruised, and swollen I am from the pepper spray. We're not doing that, but it's a good thought, Jamie. I like the way you think. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.